we need to talk about what is happening, because at Google I/O we saw some incredible things coming out and an amazing amount of tools. AI implemented on almost everything that Google does, but plus new tools and improvement of those tools, including Gemini 3.5 Flash, better than Gemini 3.1 Pro. But it's not about the tools here, okay? It's about understanding what's the direction. In today's video, I want to talk about this because there is something that we need to think as people that use AI, people that build AI, because it's the amount of tools now start to become like overwhelming. Okay, it's just far too many. It's kind of impossible to navigate, impossible to decide. But in this impossibility, Google plays itself as a winner. Let me explain why. Because most of people actually still not using AI much. Okay, they just sometimes they use it, sometimes they use the free tools, and so on. Okay, so even though for people like you and I that use AI every day, what is happening is for us is obvious. Okay, we understand the scenario, we understand what is better, what we should do. We are building our own AI. We vibe coding software and so on. Most people are not doing this. What they're gonna do is open Google Search, open Google Map, open Google Calendar, or Google Docs, and so on, Gemini mobile phones. So everything is gonna be already created by Google, is already there, is already working, and is working amazingly. And those tools are incredible. So the adoption is already on that path. So Google has already won. So while Anthropic and OpenAI are fighting, they're pushing the most latest thing, the most powerful AI, the methods, and so on. Google has the infrastructure, okay, meaning has the CPU, the software, the network, the cloud, they have everything, okay? So now they're embedding on all those tools and they're just winning massively. That is something that is a concern, okay? In previous video, I always said that Google would be the winner of this race, but also somehow, fortunately, it's also one of the best company that that is better for us if they win compared to OpenAI and Anthropic, okay? I mean, Anthropic has been creating this different, it's kind of a tier of citizen, okay? Citizen A, they can have access to methods. Citizen B, they can't, you and I. Citizen C can't because they don't have the money, because it's too expensive, okay? That is what they're building. At least Google is giving open source model. We can run on our mobile phone, on any hardware. It's free. You can change it. MIT license, incredible what they're giving for free. And they give us incredible AI embedded on tools that are free to use, like a Google search and so on. And, I mean, it's better than them. It's clearly better that they win. At the same time, I mean, if you've been following this channel, it is all about sovereignty, okay? It's about having your hardware, owning your infrastructure and so on. So there is a few things that are not in line with what they're doing. But also, I see that there is an element that is of complexity that is happening. Now, I don't know if you haven't watched the Google I/O after this video, you will see that there's an insane amount of tools and things to learn that is incredible. It's true that AI is easy to learn in the sense you chat with it, you ask, if you don't understand something, you ask it, okay, and AI is gonna tell you how to use it. So it's easy to learn, but there's so many things, okay, you get lost and confused. So what is my idea? Now, my idea here is I don't want to have, thousands of AI. I want to have one AI that I can trust. That AI needs to be able to interface with everything else. I need an image, I need a video, I need an email, I need a map, I need a journey, I need whatever it is, whatever I need. I ask to one AI, not to thousands. And that AI that I want to talk with, I want to own it. I want to trust it. And the only way to trust an AI is that you own it and that your data doesn't get sent to whatever system. It's not hosted in a corporate AI that they have, they train on the data, they analyze the data, they're profiling you and so on. Okay, if you want to have one AI that you can trust, and somehow you need to have control. Now there is a problem about this that I want to explain, because in my community, okay, in the augmentatism community, we have almost 1,000 people now, and each one of us has been building their own sovereign system, okay, which is amazing. That is the right thing to do. You don't like what the corporation is giving to you, what you do, you build it. Okay, that is everybody's doing this thing, but we have now a scenario where we are creating a lot of different systems, even more in this, incredible amount of solution that already presented by corporation. Now there is plus smaller company and individual building their own reality. Each one of us is dividing the energy, is creating even more noise. And winning within noise is extremely difficult. Okay, this is how those corporations actually can leverage their position. Okay, yeah, like I said, Google is already on everything. How can we think about competing against Google if each one of us is building our own reality? So my thinking here is, it's not even a problem of the fact that let me explain, because this is pretty complex. There are two separated problems. One is this one that I said, that we are divided. Second is the business model that is the problem. Okay, if we have one AI that we can trust, and each one of us is building this AI, we are not collaborating. Okay, each one of us is on our own zone, and in somehow we become competitors. And in somehow we are competitors between us, between those large corporations. It's kind of a losing game. Now there are going to be some company that can do really well, like for example Hermes. They're building something that is incredible, is amazing, and it works. And I really suggest you to try if you haven't. It's extremely good. And therefore you can say, okay, this is the AI that I can trust because I can run it locally. I can run it with local models, and my data is saved locally. So that it could be the AI that we can trust. And on paper, is amazing. Okay, large community, incredible development, but there is a problem with the business model. Okay, you don't own it. You have no total control on it. The fact that you don't own it, the business creates a kind of a friction in the sense, okay, I want to have sovereignty about my data. I don't know if this company, what is going to do. Okay, I have no, they can sell it, they can change direction, the philosophy can move. They don't work for you, okay, they work for themselves. That is the company, okay. Now, the shift that we should have is a completely different paradigm, okay, and say, instead of renting someone else's service from Google, OpenAI, and so on, we own the system, okay, and what we need to change is basically create one single AI that we co-own and we co-build. Because how can we compete if each one of us is building the base layer? This is the base layer of this AI, while Google is building the next all the other layers. We are all focusing on the base layer, and we are not spending because it's impossible an individual or a small company to actually build all the rest. But if we build the base layer together, now we can focus on building all the rest. Okay, you see the difference. So with a different business model, we actually own the full structure, but at a scale that is incredible. Because how many people of us, okay, at the moment in my community, we are almost 1,000 members. With 1,000 members, if we already focus on say, okay, let's build one thing, let's build all the other layers, and each group, okay, group of people can go together and build all the different layers. Now we can really compete. Even as small as we are now, Okay, I'm saying small because I'm looking at this community to become into the millions. Because the business model that I have in mind for this community is another level. But we need to be larger. So what is the idea here? If we align with one philosophy, okay, and I call this philosophy augmentatism, the idea of not an AI that replaces human, but augment the human abilities. Okay, and the idea of not building an AI that capture you, meaning remove your sovereignty, therefore you are always in control. Now, that is the philosophy. What the business model is the resonant DAO, okay, is decentralized autonomous organization. Organization that each one of us can be part of it, contribute to it, and build on it. Okay, now we co-own the community. The community owns the software. Now we have total sovereignty. Okay, but we work together, we collaborate. That's how we shift. This is how we can compete with those large corporations. That it's you say, okay, but this is insane. Okay, you can't compete with Google. Let me explain how we can compete with Google. So now Google has this different strategy, which is the capture strategy. Okay, they need to own you. So this is how they make money. Okay, they need to have your data saved on your system. They need your subscription to be paid. They need you to use their tools. Now we grow as a community, and a community is power. Okay, that is the real. In business terms, this is the asset, okay? The real value is the community. Because as a community, you can change the direction of everything. Okay, you can protest on one side, let's say, and say, okay, I'm not gonna use Google anymore. Okay, that when you are in the millions, the impact is clear. Okay, so now you can move the direction of society because of this reason. But it doesn't end there. So it's not just about boycotting, okay? It's about building the alternative, because that is what we need to do. That is control of, that is sovereignty, okay? In the sense, somehow there is a sense. I don't want to stay in this boycotting idea, okay? But now I said I need to clarify. So in somehow through control of your where you put your money, you can control the direction of those corporations. As a large community, you can really shape the direction. And in some cases, some community needs help because those corporations are doing something insane. Okay, somehow. So sometimes it is about boycotting, but it's not my plan. It's not the plan of this community. It's not what we're doing. Okay, what we're doing is more about building the alternative. The alternative is the DAO, the collaboration that we do together. It's tough. It's tough because the idea of sovereignty happens the moment that you say, I want to own it, okay? And this idea of co-ownership, we are not used to it because we don't have examples, okay? We don't have a clear example of this. So society is always being built about, okay, the leader that is going to win on everything and owns the whole infrastructure and so on. So we feel like I need to build their reality as well. I want to give you this example. This is really clear for musicians. Okay, for many years we had this idea of the records. Okay, there's the vinyl, the records. Okay, the 10 tracks, then the CD and so on. But anyway, you have this idea and feeling that you want to have a record. Okay, that's the dream. I want to build. So you start playing the music and you want this record to come out, because that is what is being done for many years. Okay, that is the idea of building a record. Then half of 2005 and so on, what is happening is that it was too kind of expensive. The strategy moves into singles, but people as an artist, they will still want to make records. Now, strategically, for an artist, I'm not going to explain why. For a musician, it's building a record that actually doesn't make sense anymore. You need to have a completely different strategy, because a record comes out once a year. Okay, that is low attention. You just present yourself once a year, and therefore you disappear after a few months. Instead, stay constant is the key. So that is the business model. But nevertheless, there is this romantic view of building a record. Okay, I want to do it myself. Okay, I want to make a record. I got this, analog music synths. I want to build a record. Okay, and I would do it. Okay, but this is my thing. But I'm not gonna think about making money out of it. Okay, but what I'm saying this for is because we still have this romantic idea of how the business should be. Okay, this pyramid structure. We need to reverse this. Think about the opposite. Okay, because all those business models were built to capture someone else. Okay, as a community, instead, we need to think opposite. We are not capturing anybody. We are collaborating with everyone. Okay, that is the thing. If as long as we align to the same philosophy, now we can build this new thing. There is no example out there. We all been dreaming about this, this trillion company, single human company with AI, building something insane. Okay, that is the dream. This is the narrative out there. We change the narrative. We say no, it's enough. Okay, community is better. Community is better because community is power. Because we can learn together, peer learning. We can talk about learning. It's we do actually call every single day. Okay, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Central European time, we call on Zoom. We meet and we discuss. We learn. We build. We do this. We build the DAO. We build the software. We do all those things. Okay. So join Discord and be part of this community. Now, this is what is happening. Okay, this is the potential. At this potential, I started almost a year ago. I decided I'm gonna build this. Okay, and I remember the first few videos. Okay, people will say, "Yeah, you are only 30 subscribers. How can you do this?" Okay, it's still small, this channel, and that's why you need to like and subscribe. So you're helping me. You help this channel to grow. But the thing here is, it takes time, so we don't need to think about, this FOMO, needs to happen now. No, we need a roadmap. We know when things need to happen. Okay, we know what the other people are building, and we know that they are building a way to replace us. So what we need to do is to stay in sync with the reality, but build the exact opposite. Okay, something that instead of thinking to replace us, think to augment us. Instead of building an economy that is, we are going to be without job, with no idea how to make money. The moment that they replace with robots and AI every single human, or even just part of it, the economy collapse, and then we don't know how to live. Okay, that is the reality that they're building. No alternative, no idea, no one has an idea how it's gonna work. Okay, we have it. Okay, as a community, we have it. We build the opposite. We build the alternative. We build an economic system that can support us. But to do so, we need to be a lot of us. Okay, it needs to be huge, and it's possible. Okay, it's happening. I can see with my even with my YouTube channel, the growth is exponential. Okay, I started, just to get to 1,000 subscribers, it took 9 months, almost 9 months, and now I'm in a scenario that I make 1,000 subscribers a month. A week. Okay, so the acceleration is real. Now, it's always up and down, okay? It's not like a line, and it's not like a curve that goes up all the time. It's oscillating. So, in the last 2 weeks, I make 1,000 per week. Maybe next week it's not going to happen, but then it's going to do 2,000. That kind of a scenario. So we need to understand that the growth is not linear, but is on this exponential curve. And that is the beauty. So now, when things still quiet, okay, we're still not many. This is the moment to build. This is the moment to build the infrastructure that we need to become, to go into the billions. Yeah. I wanted to say millions, but now I said billions. But the reality is that, okay, we can go into the billions. So be ambitious, because we can. Okay, so don't allow other people to set your limits. We set our own limits, and our limits are really high at the moment. Okay, it's my brain thought already about billions, okay? And as a human, I want to be more modest and say millions, but reality, it's we go for the billions, okay? So let's build a total new system, and let's own it. This one AI that we can trust is our first step, okay? And the DAO, the beginning of the DAO, is the other one. So we need to build these two things together and grow understanding and learning. There's so much to learn, so much to build. So if you are someone that wants to change the world, someone that wants to make a difference, someone that wants to work with others, okay, because that is the beauty, okay, we work together others. Now we are at the moment that we start building like groups within our community, so each group can build part of whatever we need. That is the journey. Okay, we have, like I said, 5 calls a week. Monday is the tech team. That means that the tech team that is building this Resonant OS, this single AI that we can trust. On Tuesday we have the Resonant Academy. The Resonant Academy is where we meet, discuss, learn from each other, and so on. There is recording of those calls, so you can check them out. And then there is Wednesday, we talk about AI and technology and again, Resonant OS and so on. So all about AI and tech. This is Wednesday. Thursday is about the human aspect. Okay, we as a human, the philosophy, for example, the community, all those human AI collaboration, but from not the technical aspect, but from the human elements. And Friday, it is about AI and automation, AI towards robot and so on. The Friday is completely new, so we need to think together what to do. So today there is a call. Okay, every call happen at 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So do your math, find out the thing. You will find the link inside Discord, the time inside Discord, and everything. Okay, so join the community. Thanks for staying till the end. I really want to know what you're thinking about this and what you've been building. So leave a comment down below, and see you on Discord. Ciao.